Hey guys, SaveAsUntitled here, and on this episode of The Ranking Show, Season 2, Episode 9, we're going to talk about the savior of the Smash community. Well, it depends on who you ask, and it's probably not really the savior of the Smash community. It's still really good to see, and really helpful for our scene. I'm kind of burying the lead by taking a long time to get to the point, but you can see on the screen that we're going to be talking about the Smash World Tour. We're going to be discussing the intricacies of the format, some of the things that people have complained about, some of the things that people are excited about, and that'll be kind of the main portion of the show. I've got a couple of questions I asked you guys before the show started, anything particular, and we're going to touch on a lot of those, and I'll take questions from the chat as well. And then beyond that, I'll talk about my experience this weekend at Gucci Gang. Don't scroll too far in the standings. I'm there. I was at the event. I had a lot of fun. Success, not so much. But with that being said, let's jump into talking about Super Smash Bros. Melee for the Nintendo GameCube. And maybe I made that a little bit too hype, and now I gotta turn up the beats. God, that song's so good. Kirby Air Ride's such a good game. What about the Pokemon screen? Oh, please tell. Okay, I was on the right screen. I thought for a second I was on the wrong screen. All right. So let me know if the lo-fi beats are balanced again. It do be. Yeah, hell yeah. No, I didn't get partnered. So let's start. Let's get it going. Let's get started. So for those of you who haven't heard, you have to be living under a rock if you have not heard what's going on with the Smash World Tour. Long story short, there's always been discussions of a circuit going on. And I think Blur was trying to get together a circuit at some point. There's been whispers of this being trying to be done so many times. But finally, we're getting there. Can I filter this by... Yeah, so there's three categories of events. Platinum are like the major ones. Let me see. I think the most important thing, the place to start, is the points. So there's going to be events all the way up until, I believe, November. I have the rule book pulled up. Yeah, we're going to be jumping back and forth between a lot of the resources that have been given to us. I potentially might make a video if some people are still confused about what's going on. Either like a very short video tomorrow or stuff, kind of just organizing all the facts together. Yeah, so any event can be submitted into it. The minimum is 32 people. There isn't any real specifics on what makes an event beyond having 32 people being qualified. So I think that's up to their discretion. I assume it's just like any event that has 32 people. But again, that's not really super made apparent. But once they get more players into the events, they're worth more points. But the real crux, actually, I think I buried the lead. Weeklies are allowed. Okay, that's good to know. The events that are particularly chosen, I think anything can apply. And It's still a little uncertain about what if an event can apply for silver and get upgraded to a gold and platinum. I think there's more restrictions on it. Again, we're still very early in the process, but again, I think I'm starting in like the middle of explaining it. It's these tournaments, and players can have up to 3 that count for platinum tournaments from the time period, which I believe it starts with CEO Dreamland. There's also for Ultimate, we're going to mainly be talking about the Melee one. It starts next week with CEO Dreamland. They can have 3 platinum tournaments, 3 gold tournaments, and 6 silver tournaments that count towards their point total, and the 31 highest players with the highest point totals are the ones who make it into this final bracket at the end of the year, where this is where all this money is coming into. I believe there's more things about controllers down here. I think the money... If I search this, I might be able to find it, actually. No. Well, the big advertisement of it, the big thing that they're touting is the $250,000 prize pool, which is only at that final event. But it's making higher stakes for all these events leading up to it, which is really cool. So, thank you for the 3 months. Appreciate that. Someone on the bubble drops a tournament. Some silver tournaments. Yeah, a bunch of silver tournaments have been added as of recent. Also, Sabre, thank you for the 4 months as well. You guys are just coming in. I guess I'm definitely going to be, well, I'm not definitely going to be at Hex's Nightclub. It's getting close, I imagine, because a lot of the subs ran out. But what was I talking about? Yes, so there's levels of events. Any event can be a silver event. And it really doesn't give that many points. Say if you get first place, I should have not jumped away from the silver event. That is probably the most important chart on this entire sheet. You can look up I don't know the website. I think it's just like, yeah, smashworldtour.com to get through all this information so you can look at it at your own leisure. And I think the biggest winner of this, well, is the Melee community. But foreign events, I think, are going to be benefit a whole lot from this. Because it seems like with H-Flan being an event on the same level as Pound, even though H-Flan, if you haven't looked at the attendees just yet, H-Flan is like super, super stacked. And you kind of saw that Moki also announced that he's going to be at H-Flan. So I don't think... I think this European event is definitely getting more of the benefit of the doubt. Because I think no one would have to argue, even though this event is looking pretty stacked. Pipsqueak is not the place to start with the stack, but Pipsqueak, Nikki, Nebby, Amsa, Over, Prof, Moki, Triff. It's a pretty stacked event, but I think because it's a platinum event, and I don't know off the top of my head how the PGR algorithm works for foreign events and stuff like that. Sechi and Frenzy as well. Oh yeah, I missed those. And Slim Shady. Yeah, there's a lot of really talented players here. But I think one of the biggest winners for competition-wise, especially if we're going to see more of these platinum events, I don't know if we have any other out-of-region platinum events. There's 2 little things there, so what's the other one? Oh, a to-be-determined European event. Oh, excuse me. To-be-determined ultimate event, so it really doesn't matter for our discussion. Wait, why was that still... I'm a little confused. Okay, it's hard to tell if the filter's on or off. Yeah, wait. Okay, no, this is the filter I want to be looking at. So the other European event, it's not on here. A lot of people came out for the last Smash Factor. I believe that was the one where the internet went out and Westballs won. So we're gonna have a lot more people there. So the biggest. Oh, it's Fitte. That's where I was mistaken. Yeah, but it's gonna be really good for European players to get that extra bump to be able to make it out to these events. And for more people to head out to those like the Australian event. Is it going to be at the... No, it's not at Phantom coming up. It's going to be at BAM, which is really, really exciting. Sunsei might be going as well. Hey, Faust, how you doing? Yeah, Leffen might attend to get a free platinum win. Yeah, like it would make a lot of sense, and that would be really cool to just that extra push to get Leffen out to those events. So, like, the first big winner of this, Melee fans. Second big winner of this, Melee fans from regions outside the U.S. getting this maybe extra incentive to travel to events, because it's like if they have this smaller event in this region where how's it compare? So getting first at like a stack silver is getting 13th at these events. So pretty much every talented player, European player is going to end this tournament with like 100, 200 points. And with possibility more players traveling out to this when they show up. But having this one, and I guess also the short time frame is kind of really good for Europeans as well. Because they're going to, like I'm saying, it's not like free 100 points. But they're going to have a head start on everyone else where, say, we're putting this up against Pound. It's going to be a whole lot harder to get these points at Pound relative to the skill ceiling there. So it's really good for Europeans. Especially with this event being so close to that. And I believe it runs out November. I can check the rulebook again. We're gonna be scrolling up and down this rulebook to trying to find specific things, because I read through the whole thing to get prepared for the show, but I am not gonna be able to like immediately find stuff scrolling up and down. Yeah, November 2nd. Wait, wasn't there an event on here that was weird? Okay. That's... On or about. That is also weird wording as well. So I'm guessing that's going to be changed? Yeah. Also, I still don't understand the distinction between SWT Platinum tournaments, or the SWT and the Sanctioned tournaments. It seems like these are kind of like planned by VG Bootcamp and like the event team, and then these were ones that applied or like changed their stuff to get ready for it. It seems potentially like. I don't think there's any explanation of the difference between SWT and that. Maybe if I search the document we can find managed by the tour producer. Managed by tournament. Okay, yeah, so these other events were ones that kind of apply to that, whereas the SWT were ones that are planned by VG Bootcamp. Okay, yeah, okay, so that makes sense. So, and that's good to hear. So that leaves the door open for other events that aren't on this list. potentially making on. And that's the big of things people are upset about. Besides events like, I believe Don't Park on the Grass has the overlay with the final tournament. I believe that's when Don't Park on the Grass is. So it kind of sucks for tournaments like that were planned ahead of time. I don't think I'm going to be able to find it by this. It's probably on the Smash calendar, but I believe it's Don't Park on the Grass that's the same time as the Smash World Tour tournaments. And we'll go a little bit in depth, the weird tournament format that they have there. I do like the idea of like the last chance qualifier, and I even though Armada talked about that he's not going to come back for that tournament. Again, for those, there's just so much information to kind of unpack here. I'm sorry that I'm jumping like back and forth to different parts of it, but it is trying to cover what points out as most interesting at the time. But there's like 31 people at the top with the top points make it, and then one person makes it. I believe it said it's going to be on the same weekend as this qualifier. I imagine it'd be like the qualifiers on Friday, and then they play in the final bracket on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, but what I was going back to, the big loser are any events that aren't included on here. But I don't think this is going to be like horrible for events like the Big House. The Big House is still going to be fine. Genesis is going to be right after that, but that's kind of the signaling of the next year. That'll be fine. I think Shine will be fine too. I think any of these bigger events should still be fine. But it does get a little bit sketchy, you know? That any of these events, and then you could make the argument a lot of these events like Big House, Shine, Riptide, they could all be like, oh, I'm gonna apply for this. But there's again the thing with the Big House. What am I saying? Summit, Smash World Tour. Cool. Thank you for adding the command navigate. There is the thing with Beyond the Summit, streaming Shine and stuff like that, where there may come into issues of, because we don't have that full transparency just yet about like what kind of events can be jumped up to gold and platinum tournaments. So I imagine any TO, the biggest loser of this, or any TO whose event isn't included on here, especially the TOs who the team running this Smash Tour came to and like, hey, you got to do this, and that if you want to be on the tour. Which I imagine there are some events. And again, I understand the lack of transparency if like the head TOs of Shine or something like that, like if someone came to them and talked to that. But that's all like behind the doors, and we still really don't know what's going on any side of this. But long story short, the biggest losers of this are the other events, because if players have to choose between an event that could potentially get them to make, I don't know what the lowest, off the top of my head, what the lowest person at this final thing. It's a pretty considerable amount of money. I really want to find the prize pool. I know it's near the end. Yeah, there we go. That if they get flown out to this tournament, and if they completely bust her out, they get $500. Like if they have this added benefit of choosing between going to, I don't know, Gommel, choosing between going to Gommel or going to, I'm trying to think of a comparable event in the area. I guess you could say Shine. It's kind of up in that higher North America. Well, relative. Nonetheless, if players are choosing between paying to go out to get on my level or paying to go out to Shine, they're probably going to choose get on my level over that. Even though there's people who will most likely go to both. Like, I don't think we're going to see HBox skip out on Shine and just going to Gommel because of this. But the players that like 11 to like 75 in the ranking, or I guess you could say like 11 to 100 on the ranking, like those players are going to be much more inclined to go to the events that are on this list. Yeah, Gommel's 3 rounds before Shine. I was trying to come up with an example. I don't know two events that are on the same weekend or close to each other. It's not the exact same time period. It's more like I could spend my money to go to one major. It's going to be this or that. It makes sense for someone to spend their money to go to a major where they're able to get more value out of it. No, it's not like these are on the same weekend, I got to choose between them. It's like this event, if I perform well, I win money in the prize pool, and that's it. At this event, I perform well, get money in the prize pool, and have the potential to perform well in the future. And if they're not going to this event, say they're only able to make it out to 2 platinum events or 2 gold events in that time, they're just going to be at a disadvantage to everyone else. See, honestly, yeah, the more I think about it, Oh, lyrics in my lo-fi hip-hop. The more I think about this is actually... I don't think it's disastrous for big events like Shine the Big House, but it can't be great. It cannot be great at all for them. Because, again, like, there's already not that much money in Melee. And everyone's already grinding at the bit. Or not grinding at the bit's probably not the right turn of phrase. Everyone's already, like, on their last dollar, barely making it out to these events, splitting a hotel room with 50 people so they can play Melee and get 27th and get $5 for going all the way out there. Hey, Thomas. Yeah. Tom Brady's the Fox of the NFL. Thank you for the sub. And again, I remember seeing your name before. Absolute fire tag. Sucks for Full Bloom. Oh yeah, that's the one I should have used as an example, because I believe Full Bloom is the same weekend as HFLAN. I guess that's also not the greatest example because one's in France and one's that I believe it's in Canada. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, but this is a really I like the way you guys are framing it. I've heard a lot of people on Twitter and Discord frame it as like this is VGBC being like, hey, Summit's getting all these streams for these tournaments. Well, what are you gonna do now? Because the perfect way that this all plays out, I believe I mentioned this in the pre-show. If the perfect way for this to play out for the Melee community, or I think just for everyone, if Beyond the Summit is just like, yo, we're gonna run our own league and it's gonna play into like Summit at the end of the year, or like main stage and all these events are gonna play into it. Yeah, I really encourage BTS to step up their game. So that's pretty cool. On the other hand, it hurts a lot of these event organizers. Well, it's not as perfect as everyone initially agrees. No dumb rule sets. Yeah, also wobbling. Well, that's an interesting point, Delta Rum, because at HFLAN, because in the full rule set for the tournament, most of the rule set I think is pretty much just copied over from like the official rule set, the unofficial official rule set, quote unquote, because I recognize like the wording and all that. With a notable addition being, okay, I think I either scroll past it or went too slow. Is it controller requirements? Is it after? No, okay, it's before the controller requirements. But there's a ledge grab limit and wobbling is banned. The rule set is really good. Are you just saying it's section 10? Cool, thank you very much. Actually, I could just type in wobble. There we go. Yeah. So wobbling is banned, which Bananas really hasn't been to much. I don't know if Bananas has changed that in recent times. And Army has been playing really well, so this is definitely disappointing for Army. Really good for Mutiking if he ever decides to play again. Really good for, Axe the here, even though it looks like he's cleaned up that record. But definitely Army's the biggest loser from that. Army, I think he tweeted something about the effect that he's still going to try the A10 and he's still going to like show off that he can do it without it. But like, as a big old feels bad man for any Ices players. Also, I don't think there's anything specifically said in here about UCF. What I imagine is a lot of these are going to, even though it doesn't explicitly say, they'll probably be doing stealth UCF, where tournaments have it, but they kind of, they don't say they have it. A lot of events have been doing this lately, so they still get like the Nintendo sponsorships and all that jazz. Yeah, but you didn't hear it from me. Stealth, it's like one of those. I don't want to say like a thing everyone knows and yeah, nobody talks about, but yeah, it's a thing that happens. Anyone who pays attention to the Melee machines should know about Stealth UCF. But it's cool to see. I don't know if there's any other major changes from, besides like the ledge grab limit and wobbling being banned. A lot of people are going to be happy for that. Okay, sorry, yeah, Tom Brady. I actually was going on that and got a little distracted. So, yes and no. It doesn't seem like they're locked into that, because I believe at HFLAN, which I don't think it's really going to matter too much, that wobbling is legal. Let me find the rule set. Let's see. Because I believe I clicked on the one for English. Show me, je ne sais quoi. Show me the French rule set, please. Okay, I guess I'll do this. If I can search. No, oh god. Save learns French. Wobbling is prohibited. Okay, there you go. Cool. Thank you, Google Translate, for saving my ass. Yeah, so wobbling is legal at HFLAN, which is a platinum event for the rules. So either there's a miscommunication between them and it's actually banned at HFLAN, or this kind of sets a precedent that the rule set does not have to overlap with them, which is interesting. And it also can be set up too that they still got to iron out or buff out the scratches. I got my metaphors mixed, but interesting to see. Yeah. So the answer, yeah. So the European, I think pretty much every event, every European tournament is doing NTSC now. I think that's pretty much a standard. I don't know if there's any more holdouts. I think maybe like Finland was one of the last places to come over to it. Prohibit it? I'm dumb. I can't read. You're right. Yeah, so I guess they did change it. I think it was legal previously. Prohibited. Okay, yeah. So wobbling is, yeah, I'm stupid. I apologize. Yeah, no, it was because guys, I literally, how do I change it? Oh, wait, now it's just going to go over. I think it's literally, this page is just the Google Translated page. Yeah, guys, I couldn't tell. How am I supposed to tell that le wobbling, I can't read. So, yeah, so I guess it got changed. Or maybe it got changed as we were talking about it. I'm not stupid. So, maybe so it looks like wobbling may just be banned across the board then. So there's no leeway on that with the silver events. I imagine moving forward, or an event that, can we look into? Because you can apply to be, there's like applying to be a part of it. Let's go through it. Let's see if there's anything in here. Damn it. Okay, no, we can't go any further. Anyone want to make me an admin of a tournament right quick so we can run through it? I'd love to see if anyone, I guess no one has posted that publicly yet. Yeah. Not talking about rivals. Let me refresh this tweet real quick. I want to see if there's any more questions that anyone asked to touch on that I haven't already touched on already. Nick being upset that the Nick Yingling experience is not a platinum event. You know, it's still, that's the thing that I'm probably the most, I wish there's more transparency, or hopefully more transparency moving forward on, of how events can jump from silver to gold. Even if it's not like a hard, fast rule, like this is the minimum requirement we want to have, like this X amount of top 50 players, X amount of top 100 players, and then we will consider this event for being gold or platinum or something like that. Yeah. Your tourney can't be online based on the application. Yeah, there's interesting something. Yeah, they specified for offline tournaments. So are you sure about that, Delta Rum? Because this is the only mention. Let me see for offline tournaments. So it's anything about online. Hello, where is the word that it is highlighting? Yeah, no. So I don't think there's anything specific about online tournaments not being allowed. Yeah, especially because it specifies for online tournaments. So potentially, yeah. Go back to the page where I needed to be an admin. In person. Okay, yeah, no, so you're right. God, I'm just taking L's all day today. So, well, I guess I can spin this. I can spin this because I think this is the biggest issue that a lot of people have. There's a lot of things that don't seem to be ironed out just yet. There's the HFLAN thing that people are saying that wobbling was legal up until previously. I wish I had an official confirmation on that from someone that wobbling was legal previously before this was announced. But I'm unsure. Yeah, just everything's all mixed up and confusing and everything. Because like this doesn't specifically say in the actual rules that it can't be online tournaments, but when you're applying for one, it says, yeah, it's a mess. VG, yeah, that is, they also want to get Nintendo involved. I think that's still on the rule set. Yeah. Nintendo's not involved, but we hope to team up with them in the future. Yeah. I doubt it's not going to happen. If it was just an Ultimate Tour, I'd say the odds were like 5%. But if it's Ultimate and Melee, I have so little faith in Nintendo. I have full little faith in Nintendo. Yeah, I would take it, Blast. I doubt that would happen. Yeah, and someone said something about being an official pregame and postgame show for that. Like, I would do that, but I just don't foresee that happening. Because every event's already running so bad, poor on money and stuff like that. Yeah. I would love to be doing that. Like, oh yeah, Pete Hess did like the reviews at Gama one year. Yeah, I'd be cool to do that. It's just with stuff like that, I'm already like working myself so thin. So if I took the time to make like these in-depth applications to do something that has like a 10% chance of working, yeah, first step is coming to Gamo. I can't afford to come to Gamo. Like, I would go out to all these events and do stuff, but I would like, not to sound like a greedy capitalist or something, but I would need compensation to do this because I'm already barely paying my rent. So I can't drop like $300 to go to a tournament and just be like, oh, cool, they're gonna put you on the stream. You get paid to show up. Cool. I believe Apex is under new management. That is an interesting part of the discussion. I believe that's what someone said. Livingstone said in one of the comments. We're going to keep on going through these. So, again, the last Apex was a little bit before my time, so I can't talk fully on that. Thank you, Blast, for gifting us up to Monty. Appreciate it. Hell yeah. We're getting very close to that John. Yeah, but I would, if any of y'all have those connections to the people who run these tournaments, I'd definitely be interested. Yeah, Apex definitely has confirmed new management. People are a little upset that because of all the negative things, and you can look them up yourselves because I don't want to talk on things that I wasn't around for. That the Apex name comes with a lot of baggage, so people aren't happy that the name is coming back, even though the name also comes with a lot of prestige. There's a lot of complicated and bad and horrible things in Melee's history. So yeah, it's definitely under new management, and it would be cool if there was maybe under that new management because they're adopting a name with kind of a bit of a dark past, if they were kind of did something in reparation or to kind of distance themselves beyond just having a new management team. But yeah. So Apex is under a different management team in the long, short way. Whether or not sponsors take notice and start sponsoring the top 10 or 20 players, maybe I'm just so super cynical at this point for any money coming into Melee. I would love to see it happen. That would be awesome. Like, I would be gung-ho for sponsors coming into Melee that aren't Thunder Smash. Excuse me. But I don't think the circuit is going to advance it so much beyond that. I think it'll still kind of be the same situation. And what some people have been doing really good. Captain Morgan, thank you for the follow. I think what is most important about getting sponsored in the machine, highlight someone like Hugs. It doesn't matter. Gameplay doesn't matter to get a highlight in the scene. It's making good content. Also, deoxygenation, thank you for the follow. Hell yeah, BD Cordog, nice to have you here. Yeah, but I don't think anything big is going to change here. We already talked about UCF. It's probably going to be Stealth UCF. BTS Reaction. We can only hope that BTS strikes back with big events and stuff like that. Because I do not foresee a universe where, like, main stage is an event that's on the circuit. Because as much as I would love to see the two memes of the guys linking arms, as much as I'd love to see like Slime and Gimmer coming together for peace, I think just from a business perspective, I don't see any way that any BTS sponsored event or BTS streamed event gets on the circuit. It's just like not going to work like that. Yeah, so the only BTS reaction, like we said before, is that effects on retirements. Armada said straight up he's not coming back. There have been people like Swedish said he's going to attend more. I forget, there's someone else. Did Abu say something? There's a bunch of players who've said stuff about like wanting to compete more because there's the money there. So that's definitely going to be dope for competition. Who's in talks with who? You gotta be a little more specific, Falco Dare. Is BTS in talks with VGBC? Moki said something? I'm so confused about what. Oh yeah, Duck was tweeting about playing Samus again. Thank you. Someone shared that. Slime and VGBC. Okay, so maybe there's this crazy alternative universe where both. But just from using my only good use of my 4 years of business school, I don't see a way. It just seems like maybe I'm just so cynical with any money in the Smash community, or just things working out for us. And it's probably for the best to be that cynical, to make sure I don't get my hopes up. Captain Morgan, thank you for the sub as well. Nice to see you here for the first time. The follow and the sub, the same stream. Hell yeah. Yeah. So if the rumors, Falco Dare, are true that Slime and them are talking, that's interesting. But maybe I'm just being too cynical. Thoughts on the last chance qualifier being on the same weekend? I think it's interesting that last player, I can't imagine that last player is going to make any deep of a run unless Armada changes his mind, or like PPMD comes through that bracket and do it. Unless it's some player who was formerly a top player that just kind of dipped for a while is the one who tears through the bracket. I don't see that person making a deep run in the final thing. Maybe that's way too far of a shot to call. It could be Mutagame. Mutagame would be a good example of someone, I think, who could tear through a last chance qualifier and then do well in the final bracket. Also, yeah, the bracket format, I imagine, I think there's a pretty decent chance it gets changed. It's really weird. So what potentially happens is that there's 4 mini tournaments that play into a final 5th tournament that gets where the high payouts are. Let me see if I can find, it's so weird. I've never seen a format like this. Also, it specifies in the tournament format, it says something about round robin. Yeah, it mentions round robin in the definitions, but the only thing it specifies for format beyond the final tournament format is that they have to be double elimination. Everything beyond that, they say it can be whatever they want. So what was I going to look at? Losers is the word. Yeah. So they're split into groups, the 32 players, which would be the 31 who get the most points and the 1 player who makes it in through that final bracket. They get split into 8 double elimination brackets, where the top 4 finisher in those brackets, which but beyond, they play a full play a full tournament except grand finals. So like the person coming from winners is the only person who goes into winners. There's 4 people in winners in the final bracket, and then the rest of the players get buys based on how far they made it in the losers of the bracket. So yeah, the loser. It's a weird format. It's definitely a weird format, and people have definitely been talking about how once you lose your first match, if you're a favorite to make it through to the final bracket, you might want to maybe throw some matches around here. It definitely gets really complicated. Maybe it'll just be like Summit, where people are so confused about if throwing matches will help them or not, because the format's all big confusing. They won't know to throw matches. Yeah, but I mean, it means a lot of melee. I can't do the math off the top of my head, because it would be essentially 4 8-man double elimination brackets that run into I guess it's technically a double elimination bracket with only 4 people talking on winner's side. So whatever weekend that is, so maybe like the qualifier, is it going to be like a 4-day tournament? I can't think of how they're going to have this qualifier event that a lot of people are going to attend, and then this big event. There's going to be so many matches. Let me do something real quick. How many matches in 8-person double elimination? I forget, it's like 15. So 15 games. So each of those brackets are going to have 15 games. So that's 60 right there. That's 60 from just the jump. And then I can't do the math easily on how it's going to work out with those loser matches. So it's going to be more matches than Summit. And some had 68, if I remember, 68 or 60, something around that number. I could look it up, but it's not worth the time to get the specifics. So it's going to be more matches than Summit, the entire weekend of Summit, and that took 3 days. And this final tournament is only going to be 3 days. So that's going to have to be extended, or that final qualifier can't be that same day. Yeah, I don't know, man. 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so yeah, the qualifier bracket would be on a Thursday then? It's still weird. It's still, they've at least got a lot of time. Yeah, plus Ultimate. Oh, God. That's either going to be a scheduling nightmare or we're going to miss like 40 matches. Yeah, that's weird. Hopefully this all gets ironed out. Yeah, I shouldn't be spending too much time. I was going to say wasting too much time. Worrying too much about this kind of last leg. Because it's way, way, way down the road. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. We got a lot of... It's definitely net positive. What else? How will it affect rankings? Will the points gather? Will the world champion title hold more weight than a normal super major victory? No, I think the rankings will still, at least my perception is the rankings will still be the main thing that people gauge someone's quality on. Excuse me. Yeah, so I think like we were discussing before, Ethan, thank you for the question. People will definitely gather more to these events that are on the tour because obviously there's more incentive to go to these, as I explained earlier. But I don't think people are going to stop including these events from when they're doing the rankings or stuff like that, or at least I won't, because I'll hopefully have a ballot unless someone stops me from that. Let me make sure there's no more questions in here, so I'm not skipping out on anyone now. Nothing. We don't need to discuss how poggers this is. But do you guys have any more questions on the, or anything you want to talk about on the Smash World Tour? It's really exciting to hear. Yeah. Not worrying. I agree with not worrying right now. If they can't organize a big final event, then how can I have faith the tour to run well? Yeah. Very poggers. Very poggers, ASAP. Yeah. Is Gamer going? No, I don't think this is going to kill those other events by any means at all. And especially the big events with name recognition, like Big House is gonna be fine, Genesis will be fine, Shine will be fine. The like mid-tier events like Riptide, I'm a little concerned about. The Ghost of Smash and Splash is already kind of on its last legs. Full Bloom, I'm a little scared about. Especially any event that overlaps with one of these. Kind of scared about. Yeah. Gamer versus Coronavirus. That's also, like, to not... Because I know people like memeing, but I'm, like, legitimately very concerned about coronavirus. It seems... I don't want to spread even more misinformation, because it feels like a lot of misinformation is being spread about coronavirus. But I believe the second death in the U.S. happened... the first one was in Washington State. I believe it happened on Sunday. And the mortality rate, I think, is hovering around 2%. I don't know how that compares to the flu. Yeah. But it's definitely... The coronavirus has definitely been thrown way out of proportion. It's still a little frightening with how much... It's really hard to get a tell on the whole thing. Yeah. I'm just... With a lot of the misinformation and how it's been spreading and how, like, yeah, there's a lot of... I feel like, yeah, I want to not get into it too much because I feel like I don't want to spread misinformation or be misinformed. I just want to express that with all these events coming up, this is... God, please know that we finally get a circuit and... Oh, God. That would hurt so much if it's just like, yeah, Summer of Smash essentially gets canceled because of all this virus stuff. I don't think it's going to be that bad, but God, that would be so heartbreaking. That would suck. Corona Circuit. Oh, that's my favorite track in Mario Kart. I love that one. Yeah, but I am not... That is definitely a thought that's in my mind. even if the circuit wasn't happening, like it's still definitely a cause for concern where Smash has a lot of people traveling from all across the world in close proximity. Yeah. Yeah, but do we, non-coronavirus related things about the tour? Do we have anything else you guys want to talk about before I do my post-mortem on Gucci Gang? I'm going to scroll through and make sure I didn't miss anything from you guys. Excuse me. People better wash their hands. Uncle Punch is working on a vaccine. Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's probably, I think I've covered pretty much everything I want to talk to. I wish my discussion on it was a little bit more straightforward. I'm sorry for like jumping around from stuff. There is a lot to talk about and still a lot up in the air, and the lack of transparency is a little sketch for me as well. Am I able to like sign up? No. Oh, no one on the Melee leader. Wait, how is there people in the... There's just 4 people. The coronavirus is going to happen. There's going to be none events, and it's just going to be these 4 fighting it out for all the Melee pot as well. $500,000. PPSD, that's PPMD's alter ego. I'm just happy the players are motivated. Absolutely, too. It's despite all of that, I think this is a good way to put like a final bow on this discussion. Despite all of the things I'm concerned about, all of the ways that this could go really poorly, despite all of my concerns about coronavirus potentially playing a role in this, despite my concerns about how the tiering system might be a little weird or how it might hurt other events, I think as a whole, the Smash circuit, and I don't think this is a hot take at all, is a net positive for the Melee scene. Anything that puts more money in the scene, gets more eyes on the scene, and gets our top players more motivated, potentially because of the money and the eyes, and it kind of all works together to get bigger and bigger. I think this is a huge net positive for the scene, and we have the benefit of time, and I believe in the rule set, there's a bunch of things where stuff can be tweaked down the road. So if there's any like enormously horrendous issues we can fix down the line, the Smash community has fought through so much, so much. I think we'll be fine. And any concerns that, and I'm not trying to diminish any of the concerns I've brought up or anyone else has brought up. But yeah, it's the concern. It's the positive that this brings to the community outweighs all of my doubts and concerns and skepticism for. And I think every Melee, anyone who's followed Melee for more than like 2 or 3 years gets jaded when anything like this happens. And I wish I could just be happy that we're getting a circuit and not have to worry about everything. But I think everything will turn out right. Yeah. Do they just say you have to have 2 eligible events to apply? I'm confused about what you mean by that. Like to apply to make your event on here? It does seem, and we can scroll down the events right here. Oh, I thought it said rip Untitled real quick. My brain jumped to RIP me. Yeah. But it's exciting to see how many events. Well, I should search by the tournaments that matter. There we go. Oh, now it's fixed. Yeah. So already a considerable amount. Let's see. Do we have how many dead weekends do we have so far? We're good. So we have 2 weekends in April that don't have anything. Kings of Halley. Someone got upset that I didn't look at the players in attendance here up in Halifax for Kings of Halley. Let me see. I will check it out now to see if I was right to skip out on it or not. Oh, yeah, I guess you could say if this does fail, it could go really, really poorly. I don't want to think about that. I'm trying to fight off those negative thoughts as much as I can. Yeah, I was definitely right to not look at Kings of Halley. I mean, maybe it'll be a cool event. Maybe there's cool people running it, whoever left the comment, but there's nothing really of note just yet here. Where were we at? We were scrolling through. Yeah. And then the Summer Smash starts. There's a gap here. I imagine a lot of these are going to be filled in and/or are already filled in by events that won't be on this list. Gamo into MomoCon into BAM. Damn, yeah. Especially, it's the Summer Smash. These events are going to fill up. Yeah. I do think it failing King Arthur, I'm Bam into Double Down 2. Did I miss something? Oh, it's probably an event that's just like not on here. Yeah, and a lot of these events are probably going to have more players here. CEO is getting stacked. Yeah, I'm excited. Oh, if more people applied for CEO, dude, I gotta find some way to do the pregame show for this because my buddy Eddie is doing his birthday stuff. Oh, HBox is like officially here. Yeah, my buddy Eddie is doing something for his birthday this weekend. But I like have to stream for this, for doing a pregame postgame show for this, at least on Sunday. Oh, the Legend Stockholm Syndrome. That's the Peach Bowser main, right? Yeah, the Legend. I could say the La Luna Slayer, but like you go on Smash Wiki, hit random page, and the odds that player's beating La Luna, 25%. Yeah, but dude, oh man. Exactly, Blur's second biggest fan. Or hugs Orion for it. Okay, so that I think wraps up, puts a bow on, at least for now, of the Smash World Tour discussion. I'm thinking after doing that, I probably won't I was considering making like a dedicated video on that. Maybe I'll do something like very, very short, but I think there's still so much that's in the air and a lot of discussion to be had. I think this is a better format for discussing it. But that jumps us over to Gucci Gang. There was a couple other interesting smaller events this weekend. Probably the one that jumps out the most, which is exciting for moving forward, is Kale making pretty deep run at the Grail 2, taking a set off Dreffen, but eventually Dreffen winning out and double eliminating him. Did all those sets happen in Grands? No, that's not how that works. Excuse me. It looks like he was very close in that reset. Beat Free Palestine, beat Crick, Polish, Dreff. Yeah, these are some really good wins. I don't know what else Cal has done, if anything. And I don't know what his record for the year is against Dreff. It's looking not incredible, but I mean, it is against Big Dreff. So maybe we're going to see a Cal come back. I mean, he's still so young. Yeah, so it's only been these 2 tournaments on his thing. Oh, these 3? Yeah, Smash GG is weird because I think here it doesn't show. You want to see another reason why Smash GG can suck sometimes. So here it doesn't show the tournament that's there. Like here's 1, 2, 3 tournaments he's been to. But when you look at the little like preview pop up from here, it includes this tournament on here. So it's, I don't know, makes me mad. Makes me big mad. How many viewers were the finals gonna get? There'll be like, I guarantee there'll be at least 3 people watching. That'll be me on my computer, me on my phone, and Gimmer. Because Gimmer's got to make sure the stream is running fine. There's going to be at least 3 people, maybe 4 if they advertise it pretty well. But that's going to cost a lot of money. Yeah, but Cal's back. I don't prefer challenge. It doesn't show in the 3 if the tournament's roads aren't finalized. Any opportunity I get to bash on Smash GG makes me feel better. Challenge Master Race. Yeah, but let me get back to talking about the one, the only Gucci Gang. I was there this weekend. Let's just show it. Will this show it? Do I have to jump over the melee singles like this? I was going to compete in doubles, but then my buddy Eddie got lost in traffic, so I was kind of out of my mindset, and I lost to Into House. Played Sheik. It was a close 0-2. Well, the first game was 1 stock. I was nervous and I choked. The game one had a really incredible ending where we were both at like 100+%, and we were on the right side of battlefield, and he like slammed me with a fair, and I kind of took my hand off my controller, but reflexively still did the arms attack and got the recovery on the other side. Like we both thought I was dead. And then we fought for a little bit more, and then I lost. Sheik was the character I wanted to play, too, and I just choked. In-house was really cool. He was a fan. Yeah, it was a stacked event. I don't feel like too bad. No VODs. Yeah, no VODs, unless I don't think there was, like, Slippy on all these TVs. But Game 1 lost by a stock on Battlefield. Game 2 went to Yoshi's, and, yeah. It was close-ish. He 2 stocked me, and then I played against Ghost. I think Ghost went on and beat like 3 people. I know he beat Dio, my eternal rival Dio, after. God, I wish I got to play Dio. I just want to play Dio again. Yeah, but he went on after me, beat Dio, also on loser side now. Beat Dio, lost to Nino. Yeah, so I didn't feel too bad about that this guy also, Foxmane, beat is that, I don't want to look at his icon again. Maybe I'm not as happy losing to him. Yeah, but it was Fox Falco. My combo game wasn't nearly as good as his. There's really nothing I could do. Why did I strike Sheik to Battlefield? I think we just agreed to go to Battlefield. Was fine going to that, but yeah. Worried, but that was like a very small portion of my event. When I got there, I played doubles with. I didn't get the tag of any of the two other guys who I was playing. The three other people I was playing doubles with. I was playing with a red Yoshi on my team. Yeah, I don't know any of these players' tags. I wish I would have got them or would have remembered. Oh, RIP. My boy Pablo had to play against Totally Butts. Totally Butts, I think he went 2-2. He had a rough the game. I only saw the end of it. He played against a Limecat's Puff. I think he won game 1, and from what the guy who was also watching with me was watching when I got there to see game 3 is that Totally Butts was a hit away from winning game 2, but threw it away game 3. That sick Mario man, yeah, Totally Butts is so sick. It was nice. I haven't gotten to play friendlies against him since Gucci Gang. I think that was Gucci Gang 1. Oh, Limecat asked you how to win. Dawson, the Mario Slayer. So this is your fault, Dawson. God damn it, Dawson rigged the bracket. How do you do, Dawson? I'm not jumping over to be just like, oh, you said something about my friend. I'm just curious because I'm thinking of something bad. You had like a couple clutch moments if I remember your post-mortem tweet. Yeah, it was your fault. Close up with Fable, beat Zeph, beat Majersk, beat Leighton in the Ditto. Did someone else upset Leighton? I mean, that's a sick upset on Leighton. Showing your Puff dominance. I was in Calvar Buster out. He lost to Nagy and Dawson. Interesting. Yeah, what else? There's a lot of interesting things. Also, if y'all didn't know, we didn't know that the venue shut down at 8 o'clock. So, let me pull up the bracket. I think it all just shows DQs. So, everything, and thankfully, I heard that everyone agreed to their placings within everyone left in the tournament. But we didn't know the venue closed at 8 o'clock, so we got kicked out before the last 4 matches could be played. Philly Melee's still back, baby. We're rough and tumble. We're Philly. Yeah. Jeff should just play Doc for those matchups. Never Doc, Panos. Never Doc. I got to meet Majerus. That was really nice. I played friendlies against Grum. I'm trying to think of who else I played against. Played a lot of doubles. I played with Pablo. Played with High Ruler. I played with Totally Butts for a while. I think that was all the people I played friendlies against. There's a Marth that kind of messed me up. I was starting to get big tilted playing friendlies against this Marth. I'm definitely very much considering picking up Sheik for Marth. Maybe I'm a criminal for doing so. I definitely have to put a lot more time in that and actually grind it out. Because my Falco sucks, but my secondaries are so bad. I was playing against Totally Butts, and I played after 6 straight hours of playing Falco. I played one game of Falcon, and then I missed 6 L cancels in a row, and Totally Butts turned to me. He was like, you thinking about hitting an L cancel any one of these days? Yeah. Yeah, Hacks didn't DQ. Hacks was the one who caused the DQs. Yeah, it was a good tournament, great time. The Itty Bitsy Lizard, thank you for the follow. I don't think there's anything else of note that happened. Hacks low-key grimed us? What do you mean? Hacks called up Drexler Security. He was like, yo. He was like, oh, sorry. Yo, I think this venue closes at 8. Give me the final money. Did Hacks grime you out of closing the venue? Nah, we don't need to talk about. Well, what's the name of the tournament that Kodoran and West played at? Yeah. That sucks. Yeah. Well, it kind of makes sense. Also, shout outs to Slug for picking up another top 100 win. Who'd Slug lose to? Slug technically didn't lose to anyone? That's what I like to see. It's not a Hacks Money impression. I just go for my voice being like 5, not decibels, 5 pitches higher than it should be down to where it should be. Yeah. Slug is so good. No. That didn't happen. We can forget. We can forget about the Slug hack set. I saw like 2 minutes of that, and I saw too much. I saw way too much. Yeah, no, it's cool that you guys were all like were able to be cool about it. It sucks that obviously we didn't get to play out those matches and see how they play out. Yeah. Oh yeah, Flint. I forgot about Flinchy losing the Cascade. There's like a surprising like amount, and Fable beating Flinchy is pretty hype. It's definitely not hype for the Real Thing and for Magi that Flinchy isn't continuing on having like a crazy good year. If you're gonna think of it all the way down. God Touch almost taking the win. Yeah, Flinchy did not have a good tournament here. Coming down to Philly. How'd Gene do? Lost to Dimension. He went 1-2. Who did Gene? Lost to Dimension, lost to Abe. Yeah. Oh yeah, Nagy beat the Swooper. I forgot about that. Yeah, there's a lot of nuts things that happen. When I go to tournaments, I kind of forget and just play friendlies for 6 hours because it was super fun. Like even going 0-2, like I had an incredible weekend. Like it's such it always feels really great because I just feel so ragged and worn out after playing Melee for like 6 hours straight. It just feels so good. It feels like you got a good workout in, but it's playing Melee. And you just get to hang out with the boys. WD to boys, man. Yeah, I think I've postulated enough on, not postulates, again, not the right word, on how fun Gucci Gang was. I had a good time. I'm excited for the next tournament. My next tournament will probably be Hacks Nightclub if I hit the sub goal, and I believe it wouldn't be. I went 0-2. We don't need to talk about it. It would not be this weekend or the 11th. It would most likely be the 18th. Pontificated seems like the right word. The 18th is where I'd be at Hacks Nightclub. But I think that about does it for the official show today. I think I'll play like a few net play sets. If there's any subs who want to play, I'll definitely play against y'all, especially because we got a bunch of new subs in today, which is really hype to see, or anyone who wants to play. It'd be really nice to get close to that sub goal. But I appreciate y'all showing up for the discussion. Yeah. But if we're going to end the official ranking show VOD here, I've been SaveAsUntitled. I appreciate y'all VOD viewers, y'all Twitch people for being here. See you guys next week.